Hello friends, it is a nice, beautiful, cold day, and we are heading up from around college. Now we're going to go up to St. Clair, then we're going to go over to Yonge, then we're going to come back down. So, come along for the ride. It is a big day. I was supposed to go to a game convention tonight, but that just didn't happen because the tickets were literally twice as much as I thought they were. But that's fine. It normally happens. But we're here, and we're going to go do some exploring, check out an area I've underexplored, then go from there. So, let's see where it goes. And brr, it's very cold. Hey, Harshot, good to see you, buddy.
That's me every day, bro. I get it. It's so cold, I'm actually not feeling myself. But just walk fast. No, I'm gonna get sick and I want to kill myself.
Oh, here we go. I'll be honest, I was literally all the morning today, so from about 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., I was giving someone a walk around Toronto, and I don't often get to do tours with people, so it's really nice when I get the experience. But just today, oh my gosh, it was so much warmer earlier, and I was just like, it'll be perfectly fine when I come and do my next tour. No, this is much colder, much colder. I was like, all right, let's walk, let's move, let's get going. Hello, Midge, good to see you. Welcome to the chat. Got a little bit of a walk ahead of us, so gonna be a good venture. If you are new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. Always good to see you. I will say we are at the point now where I have less than 20 people to go before I hit my people target, and less than 250 hours to go. Now, I was really hoping to get there before the Santa Claus parade hit, but that's gonna hit regardless. I did what I could. I was active. I went out every day. Just gotta keep it going. Keep it moving. Make it better. Make it bigger. Go further. Have fun. All that good stuff. So for your night, welcome. Thanks for coming. Thanks for stopping by. And let's go on a little adventure. Now, I might as well go through the Daniels building. Not through it, but, you know. It's funny just how big the U of T campus actually is. Like, it goes and goes and goes and stretches blocks and blocks and blocks. But at least it's nice. Oh, we are going to get a beautiful sunset while we're up. I suspect it should probably hit around the time I'm going for the stairs. So, got about an hour to get there. Then we'll keep going. See where we end up. Hello, Stephen. Yes, it's just me today. I might have guests later, but I am carrying the world on my legs. So it's all up to me. Make sure y'all are entertained, having fun, being silly, having a good time, ignoring the frightening amount of cold. Also going by some like my old neighborhoods, so show some stories and stuff. Maybe run into people, maybe not. Anything is possible. But having a good time regardless. Hopefully y'all are having a good evening. It's afternoon or evening right now. The sun's still out, but it's going down, which makes me think that it's evening. But it's also November, so that's actually more of an indication that's probably just nighttime. We're likely in store for a beautiful sunset. You know what? I reckon you are correct. I think we're gonna have some really nice views today. And also, St. Clair does not get enough love. It really is a nice neighborhood. But hopefully get to share some parts of it. And I figure I'll just hook back down. Head down Yonge or Mount Pleasant or whatever. Yeah. Just an area I don't get to explore too often. So let's go all out and have some fun. Hi, Juanita. Good to see you. It's a big day. The day before the Santa Claus parade, which apparently is D-Day for streamers. But we will all be out and about, I'm sure, tomorrow. Oh. I apologize for all of the terrible noises I will be making throughout this whole thing. Christmas concert and sing-along, Sunday, December 7th. Oh, that'll be nice. Oh. Oh. So yeah, I did the calculations, and because of the tour earlier, I've already taken approximately 25,000 steps today. So, yeah, this will probably be a 40,000 step day. I'm just like, that's normal, right? That's fine, we're good. Sing along, the Sound of Music sing along is more fun. Where are the Nazis? Somewhere over there. I must admit, I do enjoy the musical Sound of Music, but years and years ago when I lived in North Bay, I was a part of essentially it was like a community of production, and yeah, I was a sailor, and then I was a Nazi. So I'm just like, I don't enjoy that. But yeah, that was my part in Sound of Music. If you didn't remember the part of the sailor in Sound of Music, have I got news for you. There's a reason. Where did your early tour start and end today? I picked up the client at around, they were staying in a hotel that was just at Bloor and, like just around Bloor and St. George, so right across from the ROM. And so we went from there, and then we walked down. We explored Kensington Market. I brought them down to the CN Tower, Graffiti Alley. It kind of just ends up being like a greatest hits of all of my favorite places. Like going to the Whitney Building, going to, getting a good variety of West versus East, Kensington Market. bring them down to Union Station, CBC building. Yeah, it was nice. Got a good chance. He was really cool. He is the he worked for NASA, but he is the person who studies like eyes in zero gravity. So he was like an ocular scientist who studied the effect of space on literally like people's eyes, and how we essentially we live in a world, we've evolved on a planet that, you know, used gravity, and gravity is essentially what brings like fluids in your eyes back down. But when you have it stuck up there for so long, yeah, it does things, the things you don't think about gravity if it isn't there, the things that does to your body, literally all over your body. Kind of crazy. But like, we spent a good long while talking about that, and I was just like fascinated. It's just so cool. The things you don't even think about, the things you don't know, the things you don't even know that you don't know, right? First, last, welcome, my friend. Good to see you again. Thanks for coming back. It's nice to see you. Like, it's been a few times, and it's nice to see you every time. Yeah. Now it's funny, when I met the gentleman I was doing the tour for today, he was just wearing a windbreaker with like all these NASA patches on him. So I'm just like, okay, either you really like NASA or you work for NASA. There's no middle ground. Turns out he really enjoyed NASA. So just like, and also worked for them. Which I was like, that's the dream job. If you could work in a place that you also love being in, like, that's pretty great. That's just nice. I also spent time last night gussying up my jacket. So now it's even more boisterous and colorful than it was before. And that makes me very, very happy. Also, if you see me on the street, I always have my marker on me, and I'm going to try to get as many of my friends as I can to sign my jacket. So NASA is kind of cool. I've seen a lot of NASA merch here and there. That's great. Like, it's just interesting because I would never even think about someone who literally, like, why would a doctor who specializes in eye care work for NASA? But then you think about it, it's just like, yeah, that would be something that needs to be done. Someone needs to hold that position. So appreciate I'm driving currently, so I can't text much. Aw, fair enough. Well, you take care of yourself, and, you know, don't drive into anything crazy. Or anyone crazy. So we are currently walking up Spadina, and the plan is just go until I hit St. Clair, and then go over, and then bend down and see where we end up. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Should be a good little venture. But for those who are following, tomorrow is Santa Claus Parade. It says to start at 12:30. So I'll be out around then. Hopefully somewhat warm. Hopefully not too hungover. And ready to take pictures of parades. So we'll see how that goes.
I have.
Hello, Megan. Good to see you today. Welcome to the walk. It is a chilly day. I'm gonna keep saying this until it becomes less true. But yeah, we're gonna head on up and then over. When you had a dog to walk, did you do long walks or just the usual out to do their business? I would say I walked her for fairly long. I would normally walk her like at least 3 times a day, and each time I walked her was about a half hour. So I would say I walked her a good deal of times, but especially this area, like, because this is actually the area where I used to walk her all the time, so I know all the parks and stuff around here. I know all the areas. But when we would walk with her, yeah, she had a good time. She was, I don't know if sweet's the right word, but she certainly had attitude, that's for sure. Actually, funny enough, her best friend dog, so she had a dog, like a doggy boyfriend. His name was Knuckles. And they would always go for, like, whenever we would see them out and about, we would always go for a walk together. But yeah, I walked her for about a half hour every day, 3 times a day. Sometimes 4. I remember my ex would only ever walk her for like a half hour and then straight back. But I would always like walk for a little bit longer, give her a little bit extra time outside. She was a Jack Russell, right? So she had lots of energy that she needed to burn off constantly. So but no. All things considered, fairly adept at figuring out this area. Knuckles is a cute doggo name. Really is. He was a fun one. He was a sweet little corgi. And funny enough, my friends actually got a good discount on him when they got him, because he was a purebred corgi, but he only had 1 testicle, so none of the people who wanted to have a purebred corgi for like breeding purposes wanted him. But yeah, he was silly and fun and a really lovely little puppers. And now they have a daughter or son. I can't remember which, but they got a mini version of themselves now. And so when Knuckles goes for a walk, he goes for a walk with the baby. It's like, that's sweet, that's cute. Hello, princess. Good to see you. Going live in a bit. Nice. I hope I can make... I should be home by the time you go live. So I'm hoping I should be able to see it tonight. So this was our old building, but we lived on the other side. But this was still the underground. It was all connected. So we'd have to like drive down here to go down there. I've seen a lot more corgis in Toronto over the last few years. It's become a more popular breed. Yeah? I feel like they're delightful little buttons. They're just so cute and fluffy. Like, who doesn't love a corgi? I feel like there's a good musical theater song to be had there. He just had a song being like a corgi of my own. Maybe it's sung by the Queen. Yeah, this is our old building. I don't think I know anyone who would still live there, but it was a nice building for what it was. Wouldn't it be lovely? Wouldn't it be a corgi? A corgi. That's the link, Maddie. Thanks for dropping that, princess. I'll definitely see if I can check it out. Because that would be delightful. Oh. I have noticed if I keep walking, then I can't hear my body screaming. That's a good sign, right? I always thought this area was interesting because it's very much kind of feels like a small town at this point, except for like the never-ending storm of traffic. But yeah. I love the buildings along the street, beautiful architecture. Yeah, all very like, I don't know if French is the right word, but almost a European style of architecture. European homes built one beside each other, one on top of the other. Beautiful spaces, beautiful places. Yeah, I think 25,000 steps earlier today might have been a little much. I'm glad I got a break. Because at one point, whenever a tour takes over 2 hours, I'm always just like, we need to take a break. We need to stop somewhere and sit down for a little bit. And man, am I glad we did. It was just like, we went to the mall and the whole time he's just like, did you want something? I'm just like, no, I'm good. Like, I'm eating something after this. But yeah, he ended up going to Sbarro, and I'm just like, oh no, I feel bad. I don't feel like anyone should have to go to Sbarro if you don't want to. They do have the new DuPont elevator that they were installing for years when I was here. Nice to know it's finally in. And looking good. As we come over here, I think this part's still under construction, but I can't say for sure. But if you look up, you'll see Casa Loma in the sky. So I did say that next time I was up in this area, I would show this off. So I didn't really get the chance to last time. But if you get north, just north a little bit of the station, DuPont, these are the Toronto Archives. This is where you find a great deal of different items. When it comes to food, I offer suggestions. We'll let people eat what they want. Some people are like familiar jaunts. Yeah, absolutely. Like, if I'm on a road trip, it's probably the only time I will willingly order Tim Hortons. Because I'm just like, I know what to expect. But I'm less likely to take a risk on like a quaint little coffee shop. Also, I love that guy's hat. It's like, good for you, my friend. Glad they're making all the stations accessible friendly. Yeah, it's nice to see. I'm glad that that's a mandate that they have. And they're slowly working their way to making it all over the place. Here we go up. In the Destination Casa Loma video, I was, you know, ready for the stairs. Today I am not ready for the stairs. So this could be a minute. But my greatest of enemies, a slight incline. By the way, we are less than 20 likes away from being able to do step 1 of monetization. So if you have 20 of your friends around, by all means recommend the channel to them. It helps us out a great deal. And if you happen to be here and can drop us a like, we appreciate it. So thank you for liking and subscribing. Because as silly as it sounds, it legitimately helps us out in a major way. So thank you, just for being here. Artily free, hello, my friend. Welcome. We are on our way, and we're going up. Much like Lorene in Euphoria. We're going up the stairs. This is where my legs are just like, you've already walked 25,000 steps a day, and you're gonna do these stairs. Are you crazy? And I'm just like, yeah, a little. But let's do it. Let's make it happen. Let's make it so. All right. I can survive the Star Wars Holiday Special. I can survive this. Eye of the Tiger. Yes, Megan. Yes, absolutely. But you know what? For no good reason, we're just gonna enjoy the view for a second. Because that's a beautiful view. You can see the CN Tower in the background. There's all sorts of fingerprints all over this. Welcome to the Baldwin Steps. Accessibility friendly. Came about from a court challenge the TTC did under coercion, not by the kindness of their heart. But see, here's the thing. At least it's getting done. No one chooses to do the right thing by choice. It needs to be forced upon those who who have the money to be able to do it, to actually make sure that they do it. All right. Ugh. I'm dying. There's Casa Loma. Look how pretty it is. All right. That was block 1. Let's do block 2. All right. We're good. We got it. Oh, God. Dying. Actually, you know what's deceptive? It's not even the stairs. It's the fact that there's like one more batch of stairs, and then you think you're done. But then the entire last part is just this slight incline as well, and it might as well just be a bunch of stairs. All right. I've got the legs. Who's got the legs? Oh, made it to the top. You see that little incline? Oh. But you do get a beautiful reward. I mean, come on, that's just nice. One of those secret Toronto views you don't get very often. But a nice one. Yeah, we did it, friends. No one's dying today. We're getting close. But we did it. And of course, to the left we have Casa Loma. Beautiful Casa Loma. I mean, how often do you have a castle in the city? Exactly once, sometimes twice. There it is. Beautiful. Very nice. And on this side, we have Spadina House, or the Spadina Museum. This one's less impressive than the castle, but still very pretty. It's actually a museum you can go in for free. Will I do that one day? Maybe. Perhaps. Am I dying? Maybe. Perhaps. But having a good time doing it. All right. Whew. Whew. All right. We're good. Onwards. Onwards to St. Clair. Oh, by the way, friends, happy Wicked for Good Day. If you celebrate. I am going to go see it on Monday or Tuesday, someday during the day. And then going for a walk after or before to like hype myself up. Be like, you know what I'm ready for? I'm ready for singing witches. The Spinning House was used as a filming location in Road to Avonlea. Not sure remember if anyone remembers that show, but I loved it growing up. I remember Road to Avonlea. I admit I didn't like Road to Avonlea, but that's because, you know, I wasn't the right age demographic for it. Or maybe I was and just never really gave it a chance. But I was more of like robots and comedy. I was served a healthy dose of Animaniacs as my diet growing up. And that sort of never stopped, so. Road to Avonlea must have been charming and quaint, but twasn't on my bingo card of must-watch television. Animaniacs was also good. Do you have a favorite Animaniacs sketch? Is the question. I will always argue Nations of the World is my number one Animaniacs song. But also, it helped me learn the US presidents. It helped me learn the US states and their capitals. I can still do most of the nations of the world, but a lot of it's outdated now. So there's always that. Road to Avonlea was very wholesome. I believe that. Like, it looked like it was charming enough in its own way. Coming up to the bridge over here. Robots, what do you think of Oculus, the new Tesla robot? I haven't seen this. Is it a thing? Does it look like it's a good thing? Or does it look like it's a bad thing? Am I going to look at that thing and be like, I am embarrassed on behalf of Tesla, or of them? I mean, can Tesla do anything right now? If it's a robot, can it do a Nazi salute if it's Tesla? That's my question. I would say I would stop picking on Elon Musk, but
You can't like.
frankly, I think he's got enough money to buy himself a thicker skin. Nordheimer Ravine. I actually love this ravine. I used to go here all the time with the puppy. It's such a pretty, I should totally come up here and do this one day. Because I probably haven't walked this path since I moved out of here. And that would be probably like 2019, 2020, well, probably 2021 to be fair. It's a really nice space. It actually goes all the way across. So I could walk from here to St. Clair and then back down. But I shall continue along. There's the dog park down there. Remember when they just opened that dog park? I took Raina there all the time. Well, to be fair, she also wasn't a really social dog. Yeah. So last time I was in the area, I think they were still doing a lot of the construction in this area. Oh. I will say I have hit the point where I do not have any additional tours booked yet until the end of the year, but hopefully in the next couple weeks, next couple days that changes. It's always when this happens, I'm just like, what do I do next? That something will happen and then magically something will fall into my lap. So hopefully that happens again. I'd like something to look forward to. Lots of water in the reservoir too. Interesting. I missed that myself, but very likely so. Ooh, we did it. We're at St. Clair. I mean, I don't know how much of a saint she is, but I think I have a single friend named Claire, and I enjoy her. Hi, Sam. Welcome, welcome, my friend. Good to see you. We are just making the road now. If I wanted to really punish myself, I'd say, let's go to Eglinton. But there is no reason to go to Eglinton anymore. Unless you are the crosstown, in which case, one day you will exist. It's kind of like a cryptid. YouTube is getting annoying now with the lack of notifications. I don't know what that's about. But the good news is I will hopefully have a schedule coming out either tonight or tomorrow morning. And once that's out there, you should be good. I'll always have something on the ready for people to go with. And also, I was invited to be a part of the Toronto Walker Discord, which I appreciate, and I think I will be there, but I'm just like, it's not like they have their own section for me or anything, so I was just going to start my own. Be like, you know what? That'll be a good way to kind of keep track of what's happening, when things are happening, where things are happening, and go from there. Potentially gauge interest for people who want to join for walks, but I might vet them a little stronger next time before I invite someone to join me, or at least come up with a plan beforehand so it's not just chaotic talking the whole time. I have to step out for now. Thank you for the enjoyable walk, Maddie. Well, you have a great day, Megan. Thanks for stopping by. It's been good to have you. Finch West Crosstown got an open date of December 7th, I think. Yep. You know what that will open before? The Eglinton Crosstown. Nightbot looks to be fully working as expected. Yes. I still haven't adjusted the times yet, so he might be a little frequent still. But I'd say he's calmed down a little bit, which is very nice. Also, this is a really pretty little park. Sir Winston Churchill Park. I'll never guess who it's named after, but you can see the CN Tower. Good boy, Nightbot. Make sure you behave. It's okay, Hunter's not here, so. Hunter Music, if you're here, keep your emojis down to 30 or less. I will say for those who are just joining us, welcome. I am Toronto, I am Matti. I love to explore parts of my city that don't get as much view as other places, and also share personal histories and personal stuff we can go through. So if you like this, if you like this style, if you like the idea behind it, and you want to support my legs, liking helps a great deal, as does your eyes. And subscribing is huge, so for any way that you choose to support us, even if it's just by sticking around, thank you very much. It's good to have you. And we hope to see a lot more of you in the future. I will remember, me and Hunter went to go see a show a couple days ago. We went and saw a Conline Crush in concert. And it turns out that the lead singer is now actually like a mental health professional. And I was happy about this. But there was one moment at the in the show where he's just like, if anyone has like dark thoughts or anything like that, like talk to people. There are people around you who want you, blah, blah. But I just remember the whole time me and Hunter were there being like, this show is making us think bad things. Just like, we were fully on your side, Econoline Crush Man, up until you began. It wasn't a very good concert, but we had a lot of fun, and that's what matters. Hello, Kevin. Good to see you, my friend. Were you at the Econoline Crush concert? Just want to take a moment to. Sunset's not quite out yet, but we're still getting some beautiful colors coming through. Encouraging negativity in others is a sign of depression. Fair enough. Also, welcome, Bruce. Gosh, the sky right now is just perfectly lit. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but I'm just like, you can definitely tell there's some beautiful, beautiful pink is happening. Almost as if the sky is alight a little bit. Just making the chat positive. You know what? That's a good point. We always aspire to positivity. I slip up sometimes, but we always aspire to positivity. Not toxic positivity. If you're feeling to the point where you're burning out, don't do that to yourself. But treat yourself kindly. Treat yourself well. You don't know what you don't know. So sometimes just being yourself and being present in a moment is good. And to be fair, like if there are people who are having, if you have bad thoughts, talk to people about them. Because I like to think everyone has someone in their life they can talk to with this sort of thing. Maybe some don't, but I'd like to think that there's at least someone there for everybody who would be willing to hear you out if you were talking about them. Talking to them, I should say. Also, the Timothy Eaton Memorial Church, quite beautiful. I don't know if I've ever actually noticed that building before. But even with the colors in the background, that's really nice. It's very pretty. And what I like about St. Clair that often gets overlooked is that like the middle of the street is where the streetcars run. And literally they're separate from the traffic. So traffic can't interfere with it. So the traffic here runs a lot smoother, not just for the trains, but for the cars as well. Of course, when there's not like people blocking the parking zones, but you know, it still moves faster than it would, and it's actually quite hot chips, thick cut fries are delicious in cold weather. Ooh, yes. Honestly, like fish and chips with like a nice malty vinegar, that's delicious. That's delicious. Poplar Plains. There was a time the Eatons were like Richie Rich. Yeah, no kidding. That was one thing I had to talk to when I was giving my friend the tour earlier today. Whenever I bring them to Eaton Center, I'm just like, well, this used to be an Eaton's, and then it became a Sears, and then it became a Nordstrom, and now it's a Simon's. And Simon's is like, even walking through that space, it's really nice. Like, it's a beautiful store. And it's not all, like, the thing with Simon's that I've found, at least to be the case in my experience, is there nothing in it that's, like, overly expensive. It's all pretty even. It's pretty good. So, yeah, it's nice. I really like Simon's. If you have a favorite department store, drop it in the chat and let me know. Oh my gosh, we're up at Forest Hill. So Forest Hill Road starts over there. Well, it doesn't start over there. It goes south as well. Then it's like some of the richest houses in Toronto are on Forest Hill. And it's like, ooh, surprised they're even letting me walk through here. No, really, really beautiful spaces, that's for sure. And here's the thing: if you have a house in this part of Toronto, I'm just like, you did something right, or you come from a good family, or something, because like a lot of the places here are just gorgeous. All that way, and I'm only now coming up to Avenue. Dollarama is a lot of fun for me. Dollarama is like, as much as it's just a bunch of like cheap import products, it does have a specific kind of magic. I'm not gonna lie. Last year, me and Joel, when it was Christmas, we each had $20 and we went to Dollarama, and I'm just like, one of my love languages is getting gifts, right? So it was something that I was just like, this might sound silly, but I really want to do this. And so we just went to Dollarama for $20 each, and we tried to buy each other as many small presents as we could. And it went really well, and it was really cute. And then for Christmas, we each had something to open, and it was just nice. It was just a sweet time. It was fun. It was just silly enough, but it worked really well. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. That was a really good Christmas, actually. Puppy. It's interesting to see like that church in the middle of like these giant buildings. "7 degrees in the UK. Oh, that's nicer than here. I will say, now that I've been moving for a little while, it's definitely gotten better. I still wouldn't say it's nice by any means, but like certainly better, certainly more tolerable, if only slightly. But man, even just looking at the traffic coming into Toronto or coming out of Toronto around here, like, wow, why would you choose to drive in this city? There's just so many cars. And funny enough, most of them would be holding like one person or maybe a family, or, you know, I guess everyone's driving downtown for like you know, go see shows or something. It is a Saturday. Imagine some people are getting ready to have some fun tonight. Don't forget, you can still get disposable heat packs. I mean, that is absolutely something I will be getting soon. You know what? They probably have them at Dollarama. So just like, well, maybe that'll be my Christmas gift this year. Joel will just get me like a dozen or so heat packs. Funny enough, I'm actually coming up to this area. I used to walk through here all the time, but I can't remember why. So I have the memories of this space, but it's been so long. I don't remember why I was up here, or like, it's all very familiar, obviously. It's all, everything looks the same, mostly. But I'm just like, something about this feels very familiar, and I cannot put my finger on what it was that brought me up here. It wasn't a person. I don't think it was I don't think it was rehearsals for a show or anything. But it was like something in that, something definitely wasn't a job. But something brought me up here regularly for a time. And I cannot put my finger on what it was. Oh, cute puppers. They're so cute. Gosh. Wiener dogs are so funny. Yeah, they're loud. Yeah, they bark. But they're adorable. Has anyone here ever seen a wiener corgi? It's pretty much just like a short, long corgi, which is just adorable. Although if you see anything mixed with a corgi, normally it's just a shorter, stouter version of that dog. So LCBO, St. Clair Avenue West. Gosh, maybe it was just walking Raina up here. I honestly can't say. I legitimately have no idea what brought me up here so often. Especially because, like, we're not even at Yonge and St. Clair yet. So it's not like I would have a ton of reason to come over here. That's a pretty thing. You get a high-vis jacket with Toronto on the back and the front. Okay, I did actually take markers to my shirt the other day. So now I have like Toronto down the side of my arm, and I have Toronto at the top of my back. And just like, okay, I'm actually gonna take a moment to appreciate this, because I'm just like, that's a cool one. And a pollinator garden in the back. Stephen Balkenhol, Toronto man from 2018. I do like the base. I think the base is very cool. Yeah, I like that one. That was a nice one. I'm also curious about that because it's almost like a figure that's leaning back, but yeah. Some good old buildings over here. Solid, I'd say. Also, those buildings are interesting too, the ones with rounded edges. They're almost like extended silos. Gorilla burgers? Ooh. No, I'm not gonna lie, Gorilla Burger sounds really nice. Not burger made from gorilla, of course. Tim Hortons, My Kind of Hair. Oh, gorgeous front. I might not always enjoy Christmas, but I will say there are some times where you see the Christmas decorations up and you're just like, that's very pretty. That's very pretty. If you stream on Twitch, the character allowance is more than 200 including spaces. Oh, good to know. I was told it would be good to get this one ready to go and monetized first and then go over to Twitch. And I'm just then I can have Twitch going as well at the same time. And I could potentially even stream from this Twitch and TikTok at the same time, I heard. And just that seems like a lot. But also I wouldn't know how to gauge between 3 different platforms. I'm not very smart when it comes to tech things. Look how long Nightbot took me to get. But the important thing is that we're here together as a family. Actually, that's a really cool piece. All of this stuff just feels very familiar, and I know I've been in the area. I know you've seen all this before. For some reason, it's just kind of ringing as if there's something I've been missing about stuff for a little while. But very nice. They have a racket club over there. You see that little emblem? So some sort of racket club over there. Curious to know if anyone here ever seriously played any racket sports. My dad loved racquetball when I was growing up. He'd play it every week. But now I couldn't even tell you where there's a racquetball court. It seems like everyone's just moved on to pickleball, which I've never tried, but seems like it'd be fun. But I played tennis for a while. Tennis was nice. Oh, and here we are. We're at Young. I'm not on TikTok. It's a Chinese website. Nothing against the culture whatsoever. It's more the company gives customer details to the government. Yeah. But to be fair, what tech company doesn't these days? It seems kind of, from what I've seen, it seems like a lot of people are being like, oh no, TikTok is the Chinese government doing this, and just Facebook is the American government doing the same thing. I don't know. To be fair, if I didn't need social media to promote and build my quote unquote brand and all of that, I would not want to use social media. But unfortunately, this is the game I am now playing. And in order to do anything, I do need to use social media. So I don't like it. But I don't know. I recognize the game that I'm playing and how much I have to do in order to do stuff. Because here's the thing. Even if you're a full-time YouTuber, you can't really rely on that kind of income. You can't really rely on it. So you just got to keep doing it. And so for now, this is the thing I choose to do because A, I like it, B, my legs are amazing, and C, you guys, you make it fun. I can talk, people listen, sort of, sometimes. Well, I mean, most people tune it out, but they look fabulous. Good for them. How have you not got a website of your own? I sort of do. I can't stand sittingproductions.com, but I have not updated it in a while. And that is what I will be using. I do have the website domain for Toronto, but I have to actually put it all together and figure out what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing in a lot of ways. Life is hard. That's the theory. I'm not very good at it, but I try. But you know what? That's actually a good reminder. By December, I should have a fully operating website, and it should have all my streaming stuff on there, and it should have my touring stuff on there, and it should have all my fringe stuff on there, and my body painting, because I should probably make sure that's included as well. You can put your payment methods on your website. Yeah, I could. I will say, the website I do have is based in Shopify. So it's already a storefront. All I have to do is make sure I have everything active and ready to go. But when you do that, I just find I got so many fraud bots who would reach out and essentially try to pull one over on you. So I had to turn off my, the machine that actually allows me to take money in. I had to turn it off, and no automatic payments, just so I didn't keep getting dinged for all of these fraud scams. It's the internet's a nightmare right now. That's the story. But also, look at how beautiful the sky is right now. That is perfect sky right there. I will say every January I do a fundraiser, but I've been thinking that maybe this year I should move it up to December. But I feel like I'd already have had to planned out and figured things out from there. But what it is essentially I try to raise money every year for my Fringe Festival tour. And what I do is I essentially just bring forward some ideas and I make sure that I have, but every day I raise $100. I paint myself for one more day, so. And then of course I film the streaming process as well. But it's been really good. I've gotten really good support from it for the past couple of years, and I have a lot of fun with it. This person's gonna wait for me, so I'm gonna make sure I go fast for them. Okay, now Nightbot's getting a little pushy, but that's okay. That's okay. He's doing his best. Cute little Nightbot. Well, I think I named my gimbal Katie the other day. It's because one of my best friends from Orlando is named Katie. And as I was walking the other day, I was just like, oh no, this thing's so temperamental and dramatic. It's like the Titanic. And then that just reminded me of her because she's obsessed with Titanic. So if you're watching, Katie, I love you. And I hope you're doing well. And I can't wait to maybe see you soon. It's also really weird in the back of my mind to not have plans to go to Orlando, because I went there so much last year. Stop spamming it, you'll go to a timeout. Good play, Sam. Good play. Good play. Somewhere Hunter is laughing. I will say walking downhill, much nice. Much nice. My legs are just like, oh my God. So we're going by Summer Hill. Summer Hill actually has probably one of the most interesting LCBOs in the city. LCBO is the Liquor Control Board of Ontario. It is essentially how, it's the only place that you can get liquors and spirits, but they also have a good selection of wines and beers. Nothing from America right now. You cannot buy any American alcohol in Ontario. That was part of our red line stance against the Nito Cheeto. And so, yeah, but you can go to LCBO. They have vodkas and gins and all of that stuff. But this one in particular is just actually built in an old train station. It's just a really beautiful space. They did a really good job on the inside. You see they have a blue Christmas tree on the top there. Everything's Christmas right now. Everyone's waiting for Santa Claus to come. Oh, am I ready for the Santa Claus parade tomorrow? You bet. I'm so excited I can barely stand it. Yay. Now, I'll be hyped tomorrow. I'll be very happy. It'll be a great time. Yay, Christmas. I'm actually going to cross the street here because then I can go by the LCBO and show everyone the inside stocks. I won't go inside the LCBO because I feel like that's rude to capture people while they're buying out. Something about that seems weird to me. But in the UK, people teach younger people to drink responsibly. Even kids as young as 5 can drink a weak alcoholic drink like shandy, but under supervision with family and with meal. I mean, to be fair, that's probably the right way to do it. I feel like one of the big things that we do kind of... When you restrict someone from being able to do something, it just makes them want to do it, do it recklessly as a screw you. And just like, I speak from experience here. When I was a young kid, when I was in high school, like, we drank. We still drank. And we drank because, like, it was forbidden and because it was, like, exciting. And I understand you don't want a kid to, like, drink too much, or you don't want a kid to, like, cripple their mental, like, their intellectual growth. And if you do that somewhere like here, like, I understand the logic behind it. But by demonizing it and making it something that's just like, no, you can't do this until you're 19. Like, that just makes every kid want to do it. So, here you go. Lots and lots of stuff. America's 21 age limit is ridiculous. Yeah, that's way too much. Kind of just like, kids are in high school. Kids can vote, but they can't drink? That doesn't make sense to me. Had my first drink at 14. Yeah? I feel like in North Bay, you would be what we would call a late bloomer. So, oh. Got some beautiful trees. Then we got the clock tower up here that I like to show off a little bit. Here's the thing, I do love Christmas decorations, I'm just not ready for them yet. There was so much that was supposed to happen beforehand. The one thing I've noticed is that anytime a jogger comes by and they see me with the camera, they will instantly, like, not necessarily pick up the pace, but they'll try to make it look like things are so much easier than it is for them. And I'm just like, you know what? Good for you. Good for you, my friend. I'm glad we could give you that little boost. We are infusing people with confidence. I have confidence in sunshine. I have confidence in rain. Literally, we were just talking about Sound of Music, and now it's going through my head. I can't remember exactly who it was, but I'm going to blame Sam, just in case. I have confidence in sunshine. I have confidence in rain. I have confidence that spring will come again. Sighs what you see, I have confidence in me. New bill passed in the US, nursing not a professional degree? What? That doesn't make any sense to me. What nurses have to deal with? Goodness gracious. Also, how dare anyone be like, no, what you do isn't professional? I'm just like, everything is professional if you do it enough, and you deserve to be paid accordingly. Trump's new bill. Ugh. I'm so tired of that man. Imagine being a person and then not actively trying to make the world better for those who come after you. What a silly notion. Imagine worshiping money. That's something I just don't understand anymore. But we all are, you know. Yeah. If you're down there, stay safe. Or if you happen to come to Toronto, book a tour with me. I am full of places you can come see. No, there are that. You know what I tried to say. I have walked a lot of steps today, friends. Yeah, I've definitely walked to the point where I feel warm again, which is nice, but I'll have you know Trump worships McDonald's. You know what? He's great for their stock. Lord knows I haven't been to McDonald's in... That's not true. It's probably been the last time I went to my parents' house. Because if I go to Union Station, sometimes I will go to McDonald's because I know it's there and I've forgotten to bring something to eat on the train. So the last time I would have gone to McDonald's would have been for like a bacon egg McMuffin. And that would have been like May or June. So it's been a while since I've had McDonald's, but good view of the super tall Bloor Towers in Bloor Young. Yes. It's also nice to see it from this angle because I don't always get it. I don't often come like down Young, but it's still good to get the views. I don't know what's happening with the building. I've heard multiple things. I've heard some people say that it's getting closed. I've heard some people say that it's coming, like it's come to life. I don't know. I don't know if it's coming to fruition or not. We'll see. I don't know if it's one of those buildings that was getting like annoyed because people weren't buying, but plenty of options and plenty of things to see too. Oh, 30 people. Oh, 27, never mind. Well, welcome. Regardless, good to have you. Today's a big day. Today's the day of, well, this was kind of the day I had really hoped to be monetized basic on, but I'm really close. I'm like less than 20 people away, and I'm less than 250 hours. So I'm just like, I tried hard. We pushed. And now it's just a case of being like, you know what? We did what we could. And for what we did good. But now I just got to keep going and keep doing more. Here's a way to eat McDonald's. What secret are they putting in the secret sauce? Something a human shouldn't be eating, perhaps. It's just other people. It's people squared. They feed the burgers to other people, and then they eat the burgers, and then they make the burgers out of the new people. That's in the Simpsons episode where they made the horse squared meat, or the cow squared, where they took the burgers and they fed the burgers to other cows. And just like, oh, that's an abomination waiting to happen. And then it turns into a zombie apocalypse story, because of course it does. But one Bloor West, all of the sold condos had their contracts canceled, will be sold at higher prices. What? Does anyone even want that building anymore? I feel like more places are trying to, like, desperately trying to get people to move in and to cancel all of your contracts. Goodness gravy. Could not imagine what they're thinking on that one. Secret is creamy white. That's a little unsettling to know. Hitchcas, welcome, my friend. Good to see you. We are currently heading south on Yonge Street towards Bloor. It is a beautiful night. My legs are very sore, but that's okay. It was a good tour today. I'm glad the guy had fun. Got to share with him a lot of different parts of the city, which is always nice. Hopefully y'all are having a good night too. Thanks for joining us. It's good to be here. Secret sauce. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Isn't the secret sauce just Thousand Island dressing? So I thought it was Thousand Island dressing. But watch it be like Thousand Island dressing with salt. Just something so innocuous so they can be like, oh, it's different. Or maybe MSG. Maybe that's what it is.
Okay. And like,
City's getting a nice buzz to it tonight. I think it could be a very energetic night. You know, sometimes you can feel it in the city where you're just like, oh, there's something here tonight, something fun, something nice, something interesting, something engaging, something enjoyable. That's how tonight feels. This is Yonge and Belmont. If you are to go down this way, this will take you right along pretty much the paths that are all along Cabbagetown, and it'll take you right over to the Don Valley Parkway. We used to drive along this route all the time, me and my ex, because he would like to take this route and he would only take this route because it was the fastest route. Even though there was always traffic, it was the fastest route. I don't miss some things. McDonald's don't want people knowing the secrets. Note how there's multiple wash hand signs in the kitchen area. I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, I'd like to say that's because they're trying to be safe rather than sorry. But I sometimes secretly wonder, it's just like, if you work in a restaurant and you don't know how to wash your hands, why are you in a restaurant? Please don't be in a restaurant in that situation. So there's the Oxford College of Arts, Business and Technology. I'll be honest, I have never heard of the Oxford College, nor do I think I will. But they have an owl on it. Man, earlier this year I was actually thinking about becoming a registered massage therapist, and I was very interested in the program up until I realized how much money it would be. And I was just like, okay, I'm not paying $20,000 to become a registered massage therapist, especially because I would probably only be able to do it for like 10 years or so. Yeah. My favorite slogan, it's fast, but is it food? I mean, it's food enough. Not at Oxford College, of course, but other places for sure. They also installed CCTV cameras in the kitchen areas of McDonald's to prevent staff doing bad things. They tell you it's for security, but we know otherwise. Yes, if it was for security, it would be facing every direction other than the kitchen. But when you are facing the kitchen, your main concern is literally shrinkage. So, for whatever that's worth. Also, it's really good to see everybody tonight, friends. I know it's Saturday night. I know you got busy lives, and you're choosing to spend at least a part of that with me. And I appreciate that. It's really nice of you. We're a good bunch. And we're so close, friends. We're so close. Oh, I hate how close we are. I wish, like, if I had still been like 1,000 watch hours away, I would have been like, I don't have a chance in hell. But I'm less than 300. Just like, oh. But we did what? I bet they don't get shrinkage. Fair enough. I was at the pool. All right. So I'm gonna go down Yonge Street, and I'm gonna hit up to probably college, and then from there I am going to go and get dinner. Yay, dinner. Tonight I am going to get a bag of salad, a chicken, and some wraps, and maybe some salad dressing, so that I can just go home and stick those things in my face. I am very excited. I will say, I really enjoy Loblaws donuts. They have these special donuts that are on sale all the time, and they are really tasty, but they started packaging them up at like 4 o'clock. And just like, why are you packaging up donuts so early? I don't want a box of donuts, I want a donut. Ugh. You could get a pedal tricycle for streams. I am legitimately considering that. That would be fun. It'd be silly, but sometimes silly is good. Sometimes we want silly. Actually, no, we always want silly. Silly is a good thing. Silly is a great thing to have. I just like, hello. Oh, no, thank you.
Have a good day, man.
You too. Let's see.
Are you on YouTube?
That's well, they seem nice. Although I don't think I'd fit it in a mosque. Just gonna go out on a limb. A pedal taxi. Would that be interesting if you did like, if I had a pedal taxi and you just recorded the things and you just made like little signs so that everyone could kind of see, and they could be like, oh look, we're on camera, so they know, they're not surprised or anything. But then you could just have these really interesting conversations with people as you give them little rides around Toronto. That'd be really cool. Very good dinner plans. Add a donut that is best to dinner. Eddie, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. More donuts is better donuts. Oh, the library is closed. Curses. Are you allowed to do that? If you had a sign that said like explicitly, this is a video taxi, like, would people pay attention? I don't know, but I would be curious to know. Well, here's the thing. Taxis are just like, taxis are one of those things you get in and people want to disconnect. So if you had a setup that was specifically about connecting or interacting with a stranger, that's like, that could be interesting. Church in Isabella in 15 minutes. Sure. I can do that maybe. Where can I go for 15 minutes that's nearby? I guess I'm gonna meet up with Eddie. Pedal taxis are good, they take no gas, best thing. Agreed. Huh. My only question, legitimately, can I keep walking for 15 minutes so I don't have... Isabel's close. Isabel's real close. I actually used to live on Isabel. That was the street I moved to when I was leaving my former. But yeah. Eddie's just like, there can only be one. They've got their beautiful structures over here. All right. We have the all crossing symbol. You know what? We have enough time now. I can head over to the old Scientology building. And we can talk about the old Scientology building. Oh. How far are we from the church to meet him? I would say we're about 15 minutes away. But if we come down here a block, there should be some options. You know what I wish there still was, like, more easily accessible in Toronto? Is a Swiss chalet. We have very few Swiss chalets in the city. They're mostly outside of the downtown core. There's one down by the waterfront, if that one's still there. But there used to be one on Yonge by College, and that hasn't been here for years. And like they've never really done much else with it. It's always just kind of moved out of the downtown. So, do we have time for a Scientology mental test? Oh, only one. I mean, to be fair, I think it'll be more accurate than the ones that they were trying to give you. My only, I do have a little bit of a sick curiosity with it, where I'm just like, I could have gone to you and pretended that I was at all interested in Scientology. But then I would have probably gone in and been gullible enough to be like, you know what? My cells are a little low. I need Jubu in my life. Xenu, that's it. You got a minor cold, Matti. Hot lemon drink, water will make you feel better. I actually don't have a cold. I think I am just cold, but I appreciate that. You know what's really good is hot lemon water with ginger and some honey. Ooh, that's nice. Fresh ginger, of course. Fresh ginger. Xenu. Xenu, warrior princess. I mean, if Xenu. If you know Zeno, there's something there. Crossing Charles Street is always a bit chaotic. Yeah. Charles is always a little nuts. But it's funny, you come down to this street and it's literally just an entire street full of buildings that have been closed down and shut down. But they're not building anything here yet. I don't even think there's been a proposal, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, here it is. This one here, this is the old Scientology building. If it looks like it's a crazy place, that is correct. But that was it. I think it's the only one that I've heard of that's actually shut down. But yeah, it existed. It was here for many, many years. And I don't think we have any more Scientologists now than we did then. But maybe we do. Maybe they're just better at hiding now. So, this. All right. This is the CAA Theater. Great place to go if you're looking for any like independent theatrical places. Good options always. But let's head on up to Charles Street, and we'll head over and down. And by then, maybe you'll be ready. But if not, then we'll see. I am kind of disappointed I didn't get to go to the video game expo or whatever. But also, I'm just like, I'm tired. I can do without this for a day. All right, let's cross Charles. At least it's not too cold, it's warm. I mean, it is chilly. The only reason I'm not super cold is because I've just been walking for over an hour now. And when you walk a lot in a day, like, you know, it's good for you. Keeps you moving, keeps your energy, keeps your heart rate up, keeps you moving at a good pace. But yeah, definitely a little bit on the tired side today. I will say that. Used to be the Panasonic Theater. Yes, it did. And before that, I think it was the Canon Theater. In the U, tape cannot be used around holes. A physical barrier must be used. See, that makes more sense to me. I mean, it doesn't make sense that they have these giant pit holes that you could potentially fall down and hurt yourself, or have someone else get hurt, or have blah, 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 right? Trying to figure out if I like those artworks or not. I mean, they're different, they're distinctive. The ones in the middle are the ones I'm looking, like the super abstract, formless ones. They almost have like a loose, organic feel to them. Maybe. I don't know how I feel about that one. Maybe. Maybe it's a good one. Oh, we made it to an hour and a half, guys. Thanks for sticking around. It's been good to have you. It's a big day. It's a big week. Lots of stuff is going to happen in the next day or so. So, I don't know about you, but I'm hoping for good things. I'm hoping for real good things. I'm also absolutely looking forward to the Santa Claus parade. It's going to be fun. We're going to have such fun. Such fun, everybody. I always remember the story someone was telling me, where it's just like, there was an American, and he saw all of these trees with like fences around them, and he was just like, Do they have to put up fences so that people don't steal the trees? I was just like, oh, that is actually quite funny. I like that. This restaurant here, I came here for my birthday like 2 years ago. Really delicious. Great food. The entire place is just entirely in the dark. And it's a beautiful venue for considering it's all dark. But the food is great. You go downstairs in the outer area, like before they lead you in, you actually get some really interesting things happening. So, Sam mentioned that. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. That's one of the ones that stuck with me that I'm gonna always remember and just appreciate so much. I think that's so funny. So I can absolutely picture that being something.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
So we're coming up to a very special building, and this building up ahead. When I moved out from my previous relationship, very negative space, but I did manage to move out on my own, and this building up ahead, this is where I lived. So if you go back like 3 years, this is where I am. But that building, that room on top, was $2,000 a month. It had no amenities. It had nothing special about it, nor did it have any a lot of good things to say about it. But it was a place that was safe, and it was away from pressures and stress and drama, and it was exactly what I needed at the right time, and that's what makes it special. So, yeah. Up there is where I escaped, and because of that, I am now able to be here, and I have been living a blessed life. Had a lot of fun, a lot of good experiences, a lot of good people in my life. And to be fair, had I been in that situation, probably would not be in those current situations. So, yeah. Thank you, apartment. It was apartment 4D because that's how special. Oh, it also doesn't have any elevator. So every time we came in, you'd have to walk up all the stairs every day, which I am thankful I do not have. You could get a dog. You do long walks. I would love to have a dog again. One day. One day I shall have a dog again. But I think I'm actually going to call this here. Thank you for joining me, everybody. It's been great, and you've been wonderful. This is my new jacket, by the way. I've been kind of like taking care to like add pizzazz to it and go crazy. So it was good before. Now it's getting better and better by the day. So enjoy the jacket. If you enjoyed yourself, please like and subscribe. It helps us out. And it's been great to see you, folks. Thanks for coming by. And we'll see you bright and early for the Santa Claus Parade. I will be there. Yay! So we'll see you tomorrow. And I look forward to bringing you on the ride. All right. Bye, friends. Oh.